Right now, I just want to address those who support the president, like I do. I want to address Buharists from every nook and cranny of this country. Those who are online, those who are in their homes and all. I want to ask us to be sensitive to what is happening outside there. Please, please, I beg you, don't let us take as enemies the protesters that are outside. This may be one thing that the president and the vice president who supports him and two people who are of the same mind have needed all this while but never gotten. The support of the ordinary Nigerians to make all the institutions we have in Nigeria work. We're lucky to have both of them. Unfortunately, before now, everybody thinks it's about fighting the president. That is the way, they can get their way. But the truth of the matter is the president needs you and I to come together as supporters, and even those who are not supporters, to fight the endemic corruption, the institutionalized corruption that is in the system. Someone saying, the youths, they have gotten out of hand. This is not how it was supposed to be. And I ask you, when will the time be right for them to do it? If they have waited for how many years, and there's so much coming from the top and we're not sure how they are getting to the bottom, or at least we cannot transparently see how they are getting to the bottom, how do you expect them not to react or not to be frustrated? I am saying at this point, everyone who loves Nigeria and everyone who is a supporter of Buhari and Osibajo should please take heed to the way they are responding to protests outside. There's a time to attack one another. There's a time for us to be on different divides, and you're supporting and the other person is opposing, for a balance. But there's a time for us to be sensitive enough to know that it is time for us to join hands together. Yorubas will say, meaning that it is the thief in the house that opens the door for the thief outside. Well, in the negative side, yes. But on the positive side, it is those who are pro this government that have that in them to open the door for those who are pro-Nigeria outside to know what exactly it is they should be facing right now, the cause that they should be fighting right now. And it is definitely not our place to be fighting one another. It's a waste of energy. We sit amongst ourselves and we talk. Buhari's, yes. And when we talk, we are not happy with the way many of these appointees and many of the elected officers are working or doing things. But when you have decided to support, you support nonetheless. You stay the course because we can see so much good coming from the president. We can see so much good coming from the president. So much goodwill, so much good intention, and so much willpower to do the needful. But if people do not rise to this occasion and make others do the needful, it will never happen. Are we talking about the judiciary? Does the judiciary look like they're ever going to change because Buhari is a good man? Does the police that they are fighting against right now, the EndSars that we're doing right now, does the police itself as a whole look like it's ever going to change unless something drastic happens from a force that is bigger than them and from the outside? Or do the governors, the ministers, local government chairmen look like they will ever take Nigerians seriously unless something happens like as it is happening right now? Don't let's throw the baby out with the baby water. This protest was long overdue. And I want to thank the protesters for not allowing political jobbers to hijack it. And they should be careful that they are not hijacked even still. But that you say that what they are doing is nonsense, then you and I are not serious yet. Buharis also have a stake in this nation. Buharis also want this nation to work. Those of us who love Osibajo also desire that this nation will work. And I do not think that those guys on the street, the youths that are shouting today, they are the enemies that we should fight. I beg all of you now, Now use your wall. They run these guys down. The next thing we're supposed to do now to they ask for transparency and accountability. And may they beg the protesters, may they not turn out to violence. May they not allow violence take charge. Simple. But to say may they stop, even if they stop the protest on the street, they must not stop the agitations. I am fully a supporter of Buhari. It has not stopped. I am fully a supporter of Osibajo. It has not stopped. But I do not support corruption. I do not support lack of transparency. I do not support insolence. I do not support all kinds of and manners of things that are happening that are contrary to what Buhari is trying to do. The word is enough for the wise. And I want to beg all of us, if we are going out on the 21st, really, let's have this in mind. The protesters are not our enemies, and they are not the reasons we're going out. I also want to beg the protesters, please take that day off and let we who are Buharis come out and also show that we know what's good for this country. Yes, we support Buhari, but we get sense. We know when things are not as they should be. And Buhari is not the problem.